Friends, I'm excited for everybody here in the room today. I'm going to go live to the market and share with you how I trade these markets on a daily basis and how you can overcome the fear of not knowing where to start, the fear of entry, stops, and limits, and how to replicate that success over and over again. Because I'm excited for everybody here today. Reason being is you're about to discover something powerful, something groundbreaking, a technological advancement that MTI is proud to bring to you here today. It's called the MTI Ultimate Market Scanner. Now again, friends, I'm your host, Jose Tormos. I'm known as FX MVP. I'm a senior market analyst here with MTI. And how many of you here are active traders right now? Please type in the word yes if you are active, whether it's the stock market, Forex market, whatever the case may be, you are an active trader. If you are not an active trader and you are looking for the next best information to get on that path of success, type in the word no so that I can see how the room is split up here or if there's more than others. All right, so let's be about right now about maybe a 60-40 split of active and non-active people, and I appreciate the feedback. Feel free to exercise this chat room. Friends, together we will find a better way to trade. I can guarantee you that, because if you've been struggling, you've come to the right investor inspiration meeting. I know there's a lot of people behind me that are waiting and chomping at the bit to discuss with you market opportunity, but I want to share with you here something that will leave a lasting impact in how you're going to approach investing here moving forward. Now, we all know that trading involves risk, no matter what markets you trade. So what I want to just go ahead and say is, first and foremost, you should always educate yourself fully before taking on any live trading environments. Because at the end of the day, it always is the same formula. Somebody with a lot of money who goes up against somebody with little to no money and a lot of experience, that person with the experience and the knowledge will always walk away with the money. That's how it works. So always invest with inspiration, not desperation. What I mean by that is never invest any money you can't afford to lose. If you have grocery bills, if you've got bills you got to pay on time, don't invest in the markets via desperation. Invest via inspiration, and always practice proper equity management, and you'll see how you'll just not survive, but you will thrive moving forward in any market experience that you take on. So folks, this building here is where I'm broadcasting to you from right now. This is called Market Traders Institute. And folks, I'm broadcasting to you here from the 3rd floor. This is our headquarters. If you ever come on down to Lake Mary, Florida, so just near the Disney World attractions, I can promise you we'll make you feel at home, and I can't wait to meet each and every one of you, shake your hands, and get you going in the right direction. But some of you may be saying, well, Jose, welcome, good morning to you as well, but who is MTI? Well, MTI, like I said, stands for Market Traders Institute, and we're the world leaders in Forex education. And we've been seen on CNN, Fox Business, CNBC, Bloomberg Business, just to be a little bit out there as who we've been involved with and where we've been seen. And we were created back in 1994 by this individual right here. His name is Jared Martinez. He's commonly known in the markets as the FX Chief, and he's a trader who built this company, this organization, for traders. So if you are a trader, you will love MTI, and you will love the environment that we help our traders survive and thrive in every single day. And we operate under a single mission, which is to create successful Forex traders. And we believe 100% that success is not a fantasy. It is a formula. And when you join MTI, you never trade alone with Market Traders Institute. We are with you 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. And folks, we're there for you because we're your support system. And for all of you who trade actively right now, you know for a fact that I'm telling the truth when I say trading, no matter what kind of trading you do, it can be a lonely game, right? Whether you win thousands of dollars or you lose thousands of dollars, it is a lonely game, and you need a support system to help you stay motivated and stay on top of your skill set. But folks, we were voted in 2014 as one of the best places to work by Orlando Business Journal. Florida Trend Magazine voted us one of the best companies to work for as well. We were nominated by Trader Planet's Star Awards for the best education, so that alone right there speaks volumes. And we invest in our students. In 2014, we invested over $2.4 million and almost 90,000 hours of community service, of customer service, to help you experience a larger-than-life arena of Forex trading, to help you with the best tools, the best software, the best support system, on-site classes, state-of-the-art equipment. We help our traders thrive. And in 2015, we're budgeting here to invest over $3 million in our students, again, for support, education, charity, and also almost 100,000 hours of customer service to help you excel as well. One of the things that we like to do as well is each and every October, we open up $10,000 live trading accounts and we trade for the entire month of October, and the profits from that account go to the Pink Army charity at our local Florida hospital to support breast cancer awareness. We've done that 2 times already, past 2 years, and each year we've raised over $20,000 for breast cancer through Forex trading profits. All the profits from the account go straight to that charity, and you can check our Facebook page like Reed said earlier. We have pictures of all of that, signing the check over. It's a wonderful feeling to know we put our money where our mouth is, and for a great cause as well. So folks, what does all this mean? Well, before I show you how powerful this Ultimate Market Scanner is and how it's helping our traders excel, you have to understand the whys behind it. Because take a look at this profit report here. This is a graph showing an MTI educated Forex trader versus an industry average trader. And you can see right there that the MTI Forex trader who is trained by MTI was 53% more profitable than the average Forex trader in the 4th quarter alone. Now what this means is MTI students were 77% more profitable than the average trader. How many of you right now would like to become 77% more profitable than you're currently at right now with your trading? Type in the word yes, so I know that you have something to look forward to as far as getting better and being more precise and more analytical and more logical with your trades and not emotional. Charles says yes. Oliver says yes. Donald says yep. Well, folks, that's how powerful this education can be that we have here at MTI, but I'm not here to talk about our education. I'm here to talk about our Ultimate Market Scanner, which is helping traders succeed as well. So the question is, who is MTI? MTI is all of you. We hope to have you one day call MTI home, and when you do, we will take care of everything trading related for you, and we will assist you on a daily basis to always remember that your best trading days are still out in front of you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, how many of you here do not know about the Forex market, the currency market? If you don't know about the currency market, type in the word no right now so I can go ahead and explain what we do here before we go live to these charts. If you don't know what we do in the currency markets, let me give you a little small breakdown so you know what I'm talking about when I go live to the charts. You see, what we do in this market, folks, is we trade one country's currency against another. So here on the screen, we can see that this is the Great British Pound versus the US dollar. In this market, in essence, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to take this currency versus another currency in an attempt to figure out which one's going to gain value against the other. Now, if you look at the top of my screen here once again, you'll notice that there is a 240 next to the name of the currency pair. That number denotes that this time frame is 240 minutes per candlestick. That means that each candle on the screen here represents what the market has done during that time frame. Does that make sense to everybody so far? Okay, great, because what we actually do here, folks, is we actually teach people how to trade using what's called Japanese candlestick formations. You see, as an MTI student, you will become a subject matter expert on them, as they are the sign language of the market, telling you, the trader, a story. That's what all these little weird-looking rectangles are on your screen, Japanese candlesticks. Now, is there anybody here that's not familiar with what a Japanese candlestick is? If you're not, type in the word me right now, and I appreciate the exercising of the chat room here. It's only going to make you better when you have these answers under your belt. Awesome. All right. Robin, let me explain it to you. What you're looking at here is Japanese candlestick formations. They are visual representations of how much the market moved in whatever time frame you select. And you see, as an MTI student, what you will realize here is we're going to show you how this works. So what I've done on the bottom left-hand side of the screen is I've circled a common formation called the morning star, followed by that green arrow, and that's a buy signal. That's the sign language of the market telling you to buy the market. And you can see how the market began to trickle on up to the north in a bull fashion. And the red arrow is highlighting a formation that I circled called an evening star. That's a selling formation, which you'll see in the market as well. And you can see how the market begins to fall. So this market has a lot of predictability. Now, it's not so much the predictability that engages people to want to trade. It's the profit factor, how fast I can make money. Because, yes or no, everybody likes cash, yes? How many people in here like cash? That's the power of the currency market. You see, in the stock market, now, again, I'm not going to put my foot in my mouth because I'm not a stock trader, but those of you who trade stocks, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, from speaking with stock traders, this is what I know so far, is that there's over 40,000 stocks to choose from, and stocks can be hard to get in and out of positions. Sometimes you have to hang on to positions longer than you really want to. Now, in the currency market, it's liquid, so you can get in and out of positions in a fraction of a second. people people love money, so you're always going to be able to exchange that over and over again. You can get in and out very, very quickly, and the liquidity is second to none. So folks, I'm going to share with you how the Ultimate Market Scanner can call trades for you, and then you can become a professional trader in all market landscapes using the power of MTI's Ultimate Market Scanner. But today, with the clarity of a teacher and the passion of a seasoned Forex trader, I will lead you through the principles, through the exciting principles of MTI's Ultimate Market Scanner, just how I've done with everybody else who becomes a client. But this is the first time I'm sharing this information with non-clients. So if you're not a client of MTI, you're getting something here very, very special. We don't do this normally, but since, like Reed said, this is an investor inspiration meeting, we wanted to make sure we make an impact on each and every one of you, since I'm up to bat leading off the game, as they say. And it's 12:10 right now, and I got 50 minutes with everybody, so I want to make sure everybody here is ready. So that's my question. Are you ready to declare victory on your trading right now? If you're ready to see how this revolutionary tool will work for you, type in the word yes if you would like to declare victory in your trading to finally learn the rules for turning patterns into profit. Now, you'll know if this is for you or not for you by the time this entire hour is over. That's all I need with each and every one of you. But before I do that, I want you to go ahead and imagine. Okay? Just sit back and paint a picture for yourself. I want you to imagine that you are new to trading the financial markets. Some of you may have years of experience, but if you don't have experience with the currency markets, I want you to imagine you're new to trading the markets. I want you to imagine that you're super excited to build a superior financial lifestyle. I want you to imagine you're telling your friends and family you're becoming a trader. And you know what comes with that baggage. Hey, can you make money for me? Hey, how much money are you making? Hey, what positions are you in? How do you do this? You know how that works. I want you to imagine that you're envisioning your future and how blessed you are to come across this opportunity here in this investor inspiration web presentation. I want you to imagine that you are determined to build a retirement nest egg so that you won't have to work in your golden years. I want you to imagine that you can't wait to finally be educated to do what people think only the wealthy can do. And I want you to imagine that you want to leave a legacy behind for your children, your grandchildren, generational wealth that I like to call beyond wealth, because you have family, you have finances taken care of, financial freedom, and now it's all about who am I going to hand this down to. To me, that's what declaring victory is all about. Now, folks, now that you've declared victory, because Dan says, oh, yes, I am going to declare victory. Charles says yes. Peter and Ricky says yes. Mike and Donald say yes. I want you to imagine this is your first day as a trader. You get your trading software, you open up your account, you're ready to trade and make money, and this is what you see your first day in the markets. Okay, now your coach, let's do the baseball analogy. Your coach gave you a baseball bat. He's taught you how to hit the ball, right? And he's taught you how to hit the ball to play the game, but now you have to go to home plate and you have to do it for yourself. Logical question. If you strike out, are you blaming the coach? Or is it now up to you to get better so that you can hang with the big guys in the big leagues? The coach gave you the tools. The coach taught you how to do it. But now, in order to keep on playing and not be sat on the bench, it's up to you to perform, right? Same thing with any markets you trade. So here's my question to all of you here today. Would you know how to be successful by looking at that, knowing where to start, how to take advantage of it? Would you even be willing to trade other people's money if they asked you to? Or would you become confused and perhaps maybe even upset or angry that you don't know where to start and you feel kind of taken advantage of because it doesn't look as easy as you thought it would? What's your honest opinion of what you would think? And I appreciate Zinat. Zinat says confused with multiple question marks. No, 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 says Donald. Right? No way, Jose, says Jim. Exactly. Confused, says Oliver. How about I help you take away the confusion and give you clarity and purpose? I want you to now imagine logging into the power and promise of next generation technology, the Ultimate Market Scanner. You'll have your own username and password. Once you log in, I want you to imagine gaining access to a dynamically complete investment picture that provides a look across the risk and return spectrum of capabilities and plumbs the depths of currency trends, stock trends, ETF trends, and future trends, and trades in all of their configurations, risk versus reward, volatility, you name it, we got it. I want you to imagine being in control of what you want to trade, finally, when you want to trade, and how you want to trade. You see, such a solution opens the door to extreme benefits and rewards that have long been viewed as essential goals for the future. But the future is right now. How many of you here own a television set with either cable or satellite on that television? Yes or no? Now, you know from experience, for all of you who do, when you want to watch your favorite television show or when you want to watch something that catches your attention, do you really want to go and click channel through channel through channel, or do you want to use the guide and scroll down until you find something you want, and when you finally want that selection, you enter it, and that's what you get, right? You want that convenience. Take a look at the same thing here. You can now, instead of opening charts and guessing what's volatile and what's not, what's moving, what's not, what's good to trade and what's not, you have now all of the information in front of you, and you can select what you want. And I'm going to show you this live and in living color because you have to see it to believe it. Now, I can choose what I want. If I want to place a trade on the Great British Pound US dollar, I now have the opportunity to ignore everything else that's going on, and I go ahead and see how to take advantage of the trade. So instead of having that big chart with 7, 8 currency pairs and I don't know where to start, how about now I have my sell price or my buy price, my exit for profit, and my stop loss for protection already outlined for me, and now all I have to do is confirm the trade with the skills that I learned through MTI. Would that be much easier? And do you believe you'd become a professional doing that faster than if you did it on your own? Because what this will do for you, and again, Oliver says magical, you know, speaking of magical, something magical does take place when people dedicate their lives to excellence. If your trading has not become excellent, it's because, I can tell you this right now, it's not the fact that this market right now is down or up. Your income as a trader is a result of your standards. It's not the market, it's not the economy, so let's elevate those standards. You pick your trade. It gives you the date of the entry, the actual entry price, the stop for protection, the limits for profits. It's all done for you, and now you simply place your trade, and I want you to imagine, instead of being confused and angry, now you see the trades fulfill, you see how the profits work, the trades are excellent. This has an 80% winning average, just so you know, and again, you now declare victory in your trading. This was a real trade that was taken $6,990 in 28 days, or when the second target was hit, $14,570 in 140 days. Whether you made almost 7 grand in 28 days, which is literally less than a month, or you made that 14 grand in less than 4 months, would that be of benefit to your current situation? Yes or no? Of course it would, right? So let's take a look at this. And yes, Al says must be a weekly trade. There's weekly trades, daily trades, 2-hour trades, everything, right? And I'll show you the investment, Oliver, in just a moment when we get live to the market. So now what I want to do is I want you to experience the power of this ultimate market scanner, because we're only literally 16 to 17 minutes into this presentation, and now you see the power of what this can do for you. But now, for the remainder of this presentation, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you how this works, and you're going to ask me questions. And I want you to ask me any question you want, because this is as transparent as possible. Because when you do have this in your possession and you become a client of MTI, I'm going to be with you every single day looking at these markets. And I don't want to hear complaints about, hey, you showed this, but it doesn't do that. That's not what we're here for. We're not here to sugarcoat. We're not here to BS. You either know this is for you or it's not for you. And I want to make sure that when we're together, we're here for one purpose, to help our accounts grow and grow soon. So when you experience the power of this ultimate market scanner, this is the latest revolution in trading technology, and you'll see it for yourselves right now. You will gain exclusive access to the software that scans the market, all the pairs for you, and identifies key trade setups with a few clicks of a mouse. How many of you have heard of the saying, time is money? Anybody see time is money? You see, it saves you time so you can save more money. So what that means is stop wasting time and let's work on making more money. So get ready, folks, because your live market experience begins right now. And I'm going to head on over to the live charts, and what we're going to be discussing here is how this works and how to take advantage of it. Okay? So how many of you here are excited to learn that there's something out there like this that can help you usurp the whole learning process and get you trading actively very quickly? Because not only can this help you do that, it can help you also make decisions on trades that you can or cannot afford. So that's the biggest thing that traders come across with problems is how do I take advantage of a trade, if it looks good, but I can't afford it. Well, first and foremost, this is a live chart here, and I want to share with you a trade opportunity here, okay? And then we're going to be talking about live trades as well. So when you bring up your ultimate market scanner here, this is how powerful this is. This is the ultimate market scanner, and look, the scan options, if you trade stocks, beautiful. ETFs, futures, beautiful. I'm going to talk about Forex today, okay? You simply click on Forex, and then you're 4 steps away before trading the markets aggressively, but still with a conservative mindset, if that makes sense. So you select the time frame you want to trade. Well, right now, the larger time frames control the movement of the smaller time frames. And the larger time frames have larger risk versus larger reward. The smaller time frames have smaller risk versus smaller reward. So I'm going to click on daily. You can select which scan type you want, conservative or aggressive. How many of you would be considered aggressive traders or conservative traders? If you're aggressive, type in A. If you're conservative, type in C. Okay, Oliver and Stephen are aggressive. Al is conservative. Peyton, Dan, Jerry, Zenat's conservative. Greg's aggressive. Donald's aggressive. Greg P is aggressive. Antoine is aggressive. So you can have the choice of doing that. Then you can go to select a currency pair. I just choose all Forex. I don't really worry about choosing the currency pair. I choose all currency pairs. And then you can select your trends. Do you want to trend bullish or do you want to trend bearish? Or do you want all bullish and bearish trades? Today, I'm going to show you bear trades first. And then I'm going to click on Scan All. And watch how fast this works. That's scanned for me. And look at this. 84.62% of the scanned trades are winning right now. Now, here's the secret of how I use this. It's really no secret. It's just a logical way to take advantage of it. When I scan the market, it tells me the performance summary right here. Okay? It tells me out of all these trades that were scanned, of 84% victory, first of all, is 84% a good ratio of success? Yes or no? Okay? Of all the trades, 11 of them are winning, 2 of them are losing. Do you think I'm going to even waste my time looking at the 2 losing trades, or should I focus on which trade I want out of the 11 winning ones? Right? I'm done with the chicken dinners. I'm going after the winner. Right? I don't need to worry about this. It tells me already what's bad. So this tells me if it's losing, it's losing. If this is winning, I'm trading with the trends. I'm trading with the movement. And look at this. All these positions, on average, in the last 28 days, right here, 28 days is the average held. Look, 3,313 pips. That's over $33,000 of profit that this scanner has generated in the last 28 days on average. Would that work for you in your current situation to have the ability to start seeing how much profit is to be made? And if you can't take advantage of all that profit, at least start to trade fractions of it and start making some money. Start building that superior financial lifestyle. So now that we've done that, I'm going to scroll down to the actual trades, right? You can pick and choose your trades just like you're looking for a television show, right? So watch this. I scroll down, and the currency chart that I have here open, okay, watch this, is called the Euro New Zealand, okay? Euro New Zealand. It's EURNZD. That's the currency chart. I wanted to show you that because obviously, can we all agree that this market here is bearish or it's been going down? Would you agree? Okay. Well, how would I be able to take advantage of that movement? Well, watch. And then I'm going to show you this, and then I'm going to show you live trades as well. This, if you scroll down, you can see what this market has done. You have all these trading opportunities, but look at this. Euro New Zealand. It tells us, I'm going to write this down so everybody can see this. The Euro New Zealand chart, right here. It tells us that the market, this is the header up here. It gives you the trend, long-term trend, short-term trend, the last price, the entry date, the entry price, the stop, and the targets. How many days the market's been in that trade, and how much profit in pips. We can convert that into dollars. So Euro New Zealand gave us red for long-term and short-term trends. So the Euro New Zealand currency pair is down, and it told us to sell the market on February 16th 2015, at a price of 1.5110. Okay? Now, the stop loss automatically gets updated to lock in profit, which is why the trade's still even in right now. But that gave us a stop loss before the trade was taken in that was above the entry. Now it's below it because it's locking in profit. The targets to exit with your trade is target number 1, 1.4786, and target number 2, 1.4461. Now, to have this type of information at your fingertips, where if you click on that target, it tells you, look, your current signal is to sell at the price of 51.10. Your first target is to exit 50% of your trade at this price, and then let the remaining trade continue. When you hit the second target, exit 25% of your trade. So that way you've locked in 75% of your profits, and then the stop loss, it says to exit the entire position only when the price closes above the stop. And since this is a daily scan, the stop will change every weekday evening to protect your profits. That means even though the targets were hit, it'll continue locking in profit for you until the target, the stop loss, meets the price. How many of you believe this would benefit you in your trading if you had this information up front before you place your trades? Yes or no? Especially if you're learning how to analyze the market like a professional. Think of it. So I've written down this information. Now I'm going to take it to the live market. And I'm going to find right here, okay, where February 16th is. This is February 13th, February 16th, right there. February 16th at a price of 1.5110. 1.5110 is right here. There's 1.5110. And then the first target here, so right there it tells us to sell the market, right? Sell, scan the market. The first target to go after, friends, is 147.86, which is right here. And the second target is 144.61. So you have that information right there up front each and every day to look towards. And you can change the colors of the charts candles here. They're very, very easy to configure. Color it green. And then what you're seeing here is the actual targets, right, that's 325 pips. A pip is a price interest point, ladies and gentlemen. So there are two types of accounts you want to look at. There's a mini account, which the profit for 325 pips would be $325, and a standard account where each pip is worth $10, and that 325 pips would be worth $3,250 in profit. Now, just so you know, in order to invest in the trade, your investment out of your account would be a $200 investment that the broker gives back at the end of the trade for a mini account, and for a standard account, it'd be a $2,000 investment. To place that trade. And then the second target here would be 652 pips. Okay, so watch this. 652 pips with a mini account is still a $200 investment, but you're going after $652 in profit. With a standard account, it's still $2,000 investment, but now you're looking to go after $6,520 of profit. Now, first and foremost, if this scan gives us a trade call like this, okay, and yes, Antoine, you get information like this 24 hours a day. It could be any time, night or day, whenever you want to trade. It's at your fingertips. If this gives us a trade like this, and then we want to trade and make this money, isn't it true that we want to make sure we're doing things the right way and not just take a trade blindly? Because we want to make sure we're on the right path. We want to make sure we're doing things the right way. We want to make sure that we're doing things in a high percentage win. So first and foremost, what we must realize is you'll learn in our education how to continue to trade professionally. But would you agree that this market here moves in waves? It waves up, it waves down. Waves, waves, waves up, it waves down. Would you agree? Those wave movements, ladies and gentlemen, are what makes the trend move. Now, we teach you how to go ahead and draw professional trend lines. And those trend lines are going to be, as long as the market is making higher highs, higher lows like this, we draw outer long-term trend lines. Let me change the color here to orange so you can go ahead here and have some distinction between the trend lines. There we go. We have long-term. We have inner, outer, and long-term trend lines. So every trend line has a buy zone and a sell zone. Everything above the trend line is a buy zone. And everything below the trend line is the sell zone. So we broke the inner trend line, gravitated to the outer trend line. We broke the outer trend line, gravitated to the long-term trend line. This is still the buy zone. This is the sell zone. What zone have we entered here with our trend line break? Somebody want to take a stab at it? The sell zone, right? So now that we're in the sell zone, we have a logical reason that the scan is calling a trade to sell the market. We also have a logical reason to sell the market because now the market is not making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. We're waving down, making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. So we're now drawing what's called a new downtrend line, just like this. And as long as the markets remain below that downtrend line, do you see how now it is much easier to understand, much easier to execute, and much easier to obey, to place trades in the appropriate zone following the scan? You see how that trade would have worked out, folks? How many of you see that our first target was struck right here for success? Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, take a look. If you invested $200 and made $325 in profit, would you have made over 100% return on your investment there? Yes or no? If you invested $2,000 with a standard lot, would you have made back your initial investment and also made over 100% return on your investment on that trade? Yes or no? Yes, right? Now that's the first target. Take a look at the market here. The market waves and it waves down, waves up, waves down, waves up. Did we fulfill our second target here as well? Which for the original $2,000 investment, you would have made a $6,000 return on your trade thanks to the scan's trade call. You see how that works? How many of you here see how this works and are excited about your future trading with the Ultimate Market Scanner? Because this will help you to lock in success, to help you lock in the confidence to trade. And again, how many of you here, and be honest, how many of you are seeing this movement and saying, that's great, but I don't know where I would place my stop loss, I don't know where I would place my target, I don't know where to get in the market, you know, the scan's calling the trade for me, but what if I get nervous because I don't trust it? Well, you got to remember one thing. This has an 80% victorious ratio of success, but I wouldn't expect you to just take scan trade calls. I want you to learn and be the best. So Mike is saying, how far would the stop be? Well, take a look. Larger time frames equal larger risk versus reward, and I'm going to show you right now the scan itself locked in profit. So I can't show you where the stop loss was originally, but when I go to a new scan, I'll show you where the stop loss is so you can see it for yourself live. But we have a powerful tool called market analysis and Fibonacci's that teach you how to take advantage of the markets. And you can see here, now you're learning how to become a professional. We teach you something called the powerful Fibonacci's. And you have this, instead of the wave movements being the market waving down, waving up, waving down, waving up, what we like to do is we like to call them A, B boundaries. Okay? Now, that's the market giving you the wave movements, but in an A, B, C, D fashion. How many of you now see the waves A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, much easier than just looking at the wave movements in the market? You see how that works, folks? So now, what happens when the A, B, C, D fulfills? Well, there's Fibonacci retracements and Fibonacci extensions. this happened to give us a red retracement, and it went all the way to the red extension. So when you sell the market here, we have a new A and a new B. And when this market gave you the sell scan, if it U-turns before or at this first level, your stop loss would go in between the 5.0 and 618 right there. And you can lock in profit along the way. And then what happens? The AB boundary fulfills itself. C becomes the A, D becomes the B. Did this market U-turn at or before this red level right here? Yes or no? Again, if the market U-turns before the red level, your stop loss goes in between the 5.0 and 618. Same thing here. Your stop loss goes in between the stop loss, the 5.0 and 618. If it U-turns deeper, your stop loss would go above the A here. But since it didn't, in between. Here, this market U-turned and continued. Your stop loss would go in between the 5.0 and 618 to be conservative. And here it fulfills. So what do you do now? You go C becomes the A, D becomes the B. And this market here comes up past that 382 level. Okay? Now, at or before that level, did we strike this second level, or did we U-turn at that red level right now? Yes or no? Did we U-turn at this first red level? Whoever's paying attention, type in the word yes. This is what you're going to be doing here when you trade live. Yes, we did, right? We did not touch this red level. We U-turned at the first red level there, and we U-turned with a candlestick formation I just showed you called an evening star. Anybody see that evening star right there? So your stop loss goes in between the 5.0 and 618. So on this trade setup, even though the scanner has already finished these two trade calls, we teach you how to continue profiting, because now we're looking to go down towards this red level, which is a trade that's worth right now 535 pips, which is over $5,350 of profit with a $2,000 investment in your account. For a $200 investment or a mini account, you're looking at a $535 return. But first and foremost, and now Mike's on my side, Mike says, great, fantastic. Do you see how the scanner giving us trade calls can help us also now perfect our market analysis and get better at trading overall in general? Does everybody see how we can become better at trading by using what the scanner does for us? Type in a Y or a yes. And yes, Antoine has a great question. We should take all the trades to be an 80% success rate, or it's a cumulative result? Yeah, it's a cumulative result. Remember, when I showed you the results, that 80%, that 84% winning percentage of open signals includes the 11 winning and 2 losing trades. So it's a cumulative of all the trades open at that time. So I just showed you a trade that has fulfilled its targets. Here's what I want to do right now, because I want to help everybody understand how powerful this is if you were to own this right now. Because how many of you would like to have this in your possession right now so you can tinker with it, play with it, and also make some money while you're at it, whether it's a practice account or a live account? And how many of you would like to have this for less than the price? Now, again, this is because we're here in the Investor Inspiration, but for less than the price of your cable bill each and every month. How many of you have a cable bill? Is your cable making you any money? Probably not, right? You're probably ordering pay-per-views. You're probably spending money, right? But if I was to provide this entire conglomerate of powerful information for you, cheaper than your cable bill, would you say, yeah, you got my attention, keep on going? If you knew how to use it, Oliver, we can show you how to use it. Now, everybody sees how it works, right? So how many of you would like for me to now go into live trades and show you how this thing calls trades right now as we're speaking? So we can do it together, and if you have your charts open, whether they're practice account or live accounts, we can begin to go ahead and talk about it. Man, look at everybody in the room now. I got 208 people waking up now, huh? You should have told me that in the first place if you didn't want to. Let's do it. Okay, so I'm going to go into my Ultimate Market Scanner, okay? I'm going to go ahead and click. And again, if you want to do this for stocks, you click on stocks, and look what it does. It gives you all the stocks as well. Look at this. All the stocks here. Same information. Last price, date, entry, stop, signals, profit shares, profit percentage, all of it for stocks. ETFs, futures, everything. But I'm going to click on Forex. So let's take a poll. What time frame would you guys like for me to select? The first person who selects the time frame is what I'll do. Okay, Steven says 60-minute time frame. Oliver says 60-minute time frame. I'll do, and there's 15-minute time frames as well. So I'll do 60 and 15 because there's a lot of people saying 15-minute time frame as well. Let's do 60-minute first, and then we'll go 15. Fair enough? Because we got time. We still got, it's only 12:40. All right, so we're going to click on 60. Right? Remember, I'm saving you time and wasted effort here. What I'm about to do right now could take you hours if you didn't have this powerful tool in front of you. And think of how expensive it would be to have someone train you on how to trade stocks, ETFs, futures, and currencies. This is all in one feature here. This is your one-stop shop. But we're going to go here to the 60-minute time frame, click on conservative, all Forex, and look what I'm going to do. I'm not going to check mark any of this because I want to see what bull trades and bear trades are open right now. And all I got to do is click on pre-buy or pre-sell. That tells me, is there any buy trades? If I click on pre-buy, look what it tells me. It tells me right now that one result was returned right now as I'm speaking on a 60-minute time frame. It tells me the Australian yen has a long-term bearish trend. So I know right now the long-term is to go bearish or fall, but right now the short-term may be a retracement or a pullback telling me that the bulls are in control right now because the market moves in waves. So it tells me the entry date is about to happen. It's blinking because that means it's getting closer and closer to this buy price, or it maybe is already in, and by the end of the hour, it'll be an active trade. The stop loss, right there. Perfect. It gives you the right stop loss. Hasn't locked anything in yet, and its targets. Let's write this down, shall we? Australian yen, following along, bullish short-term trade, pre-buy at 92.53, stop loss at 92.31. So you're dealing with a stop loss there of 22 pips. Are you okay with a 22 pip stop loss? That's very, very tight stop, which is great for those of you who are conservative. And the targets are 93.35 and 94.07. Beautiful, right? Now let's do the same thing here for the bears before we go live to the market. Let's go here to the same thing we just did. Let's click on pre-sell. Is there any pre-sell? Yep, we returned one trade call. The dollar Canadian. The dollar Canadian is telling us right now that it's been in a strong uptrend for a long term, but the short-term movement appears to be bearish or falling. So it's giving us a trade here, USD Canadian, at 1.2768. Stop loss at 1.28. 02. The target's 127.34 and 1.2700. Is this information powerful for everybody when you're looking for trades instantly to get feedback like this? Yes or no? So let's go into the live market now because we've got two trade calls that were scanned. Let's go back here into the live market and open up those charts, shall we? I'm going to open up here a 60-minute time frame for the Australian yen, 60, and also I'm going to open up here the dollar Canadian. Now, I'm going to go ahead and click on tile these horizontally, and let's start with the Australian yen chart first. We got a scan call, okay? Our scan call told us to buy the market at 92.53. Did the market already take you in? Because there's the live price right there. Yes or no? 92.53 scan buy. Yes, it already took us in because the market's 7 pips above that at 92.60. It tells us the stop loss for the trade is at 92.31. So a tight, nice stop right there. And it tells us the targets to go after here, folks, are 93.35, which is right here, 93.35, and 94.07. right there. Target 1, 93.05. Target 2, 94.07. So the question of the day is this, ladies and gentlemen. Having this type of information in front of you, would it be beneficial to you to have this up front as you trade? Yes or no? So here's how we now take our analysis to say, hey, is this a trade we want to take on? Yes or no? Well, first and foremost, what we do now is we can take a trade and practice, or we can go live with it, and we can see the market's making here a lower low, a lower high, a lower low. But why is it doing just that? There has to be a reason why we need to understand our analysis to be better at trading these markets, right? We have to understand what's happening here and how to take advantage of it over and over and over again. Well, let me tell you something. This market has what's called trend lines that we break, right? And so, for example, here is a down trend line because this market was making what's called lower lows and lower highs. The market crossed over into the buy zone, okay? It gave us, how many of you have seen a pattern called the head and shoulders? Are you familiar with the head and shoulders pattern? It looks like this. Shoulder, head, shoulder, right? We call it a king crown formation in the Forex market. Well, here is your shoulder, here is your head, and now the market has yanked back and is forming its right shoulder. Not the best looking king crown, but nevertheless an opportunity now to go ahead and utilize what we call our Fibonacci tool. We're getting better with our analysis, right? So here we have A, B, this market came all the way down and U-turned at the blue level right here. So if we U-turn at the blue level and the scanner's telling us to buy, are we going to exit at the green level, the blue level, or the red level as the extension? What level do you think we should exit at? The blue, right? Because it's their buddy system. Well, look where the blue is. Isn't the blue right there next to the target, the second target, number 2? Yes or no? You see how powerful this Fibonacci convergence is here in the market? And all it is the market performing what we like to call, folks, the powerful and super easy to understand, super easy to execute, and super easy to obey A, B, C to D wave pattern. How many of you can see yourselves trading this way starting today? And be honest, because you either know this is for you or it's not for you. But if you've struggled and you want the best opportunity for success, I mean, instantly here, you wanted a live trade and a live stop. I'm giving you a live trade, a live stop, live targets, and right now it's up 10 pips. That's either $10 in a mini account or $100 in a standard account. And yes, Carmelo, we're offering a trial. I'm showing you this in 20 minutes, right? How many of you would like to have a 15-day trial? Anybody out there want to take it for a test drive for 15 days? All right, so stay tuned. Now watch this. That's the Australian yen that we just scanned, right? You're seeing it work. You're seeing how it works, and you're seeing the power of this opportunity and what it can do for you. If we strike our targets, how much money can we make on this trade? Well, from our entry, if we hit target 1, that's 82 pips. That's either $82 with a mini lot, or that's $820 with a standard lot. Right there. And target number 2 from our entry, if it fulfills, that is a 155 pip target. What does that mean? That means this could be a $155 trade or a $1,550 trade. How many of you see yourselves trading this methodology over and over? So here's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to go into the other currency here, which is the dollar Canadian, which is the bear trade. This is the bull scan we just had. And you can see some of you may not know how to do what I just did. We can train you on all of that. That's why people are 77% more successful as MTI students. And now here on the dollar Canadian, well, Jose, this is called a bear trade. Why would I want to sell the market here? Well, remember what I told you. Every single market has what's called a buy zone and a sell zone. What zone, according to what we discussed a little bit earlier, is this dollar Canadian chart in right now? Are we in the buy zone or are we in the sell zone? We're in the sell zone, right? So now you can be confident with your trades. Now, is there a down AV boundary here yet? No. But that doesn't matter right now because trading is not a game of reaction, it's a game of anticipation. It tells us to sell the market at 127.68, which is right there. So we're already in. It told us to already get in. Sell scan at 1.2768, right there, to sell the market. The scan's already been called, the trade's already been in, right? The stop loss for this trade here is 128.02. There's your stop loss right there. 1.2802, stop loss. The target that you're going after, ladies and gentlemen, target number 1 is at 27.34, which is right here. And target number 2 is at the price of 127.00. So I can tell you this right now. This is going to save you time, wasted effort, and also perfect your analysis to the point where you'll have the ability to start making logical trades over and over again. This trade took us in, and right now we're positive on the trade, 8 pips. It was just positive a moment ago, 20 pips. So you could be up $20 within the hour here or up $200 so far. Your first target is going to be a 34 pip target, so that's $34 or $340. The second target is a 68 pip trade, $68 with a mini lot or $680 with a standard lot. One thing that you can anticipate here is whenever the market breaks into the sell zone, it's going to wave. Here's a high. It'll wave down, wave up, and wave back down. That's the way the market works. It moves in waves. And for all of you here who are seeing this, yes or no, can you now anticipate or visualize that head and shoulders in the opposite direction? If I draw it out like that, left tip, center tip, anticipate a right tip. Now Mike says, how often do you move your stops? You don't have to move your stops. If you make instant profit and you want to take the trade, move your stop whenever you want. But this scanner that calls the trades, folks, that I just showed you for the Canadian right here, take a look at this. It says, exit your entire position only when the price closes above the stop. This is a 60-minute scan. The stop loss will change every 60 minutes, so it'll automatically adjust for you to lock in profit every 60 minutes. You can choose to have it stop, change the stop for you, or manually do it yourself, depending on how much profit you're up in the market. Now, how many of you see real value in learning to trade like this? I showed you a trade that paid out. I showed you 2 live trades now that are in right now, and they're actually winning. So, I mean, I'm putting my money where my mouth is, right? And I can tell you right now, you can have this today for less than your cable bill. How many of you here would agree with what I'm about to say? Jobs are optional, but being broke is a choice. Would you agree on that? Jobs are optional, but being broke is a choice. So I don't have very much time here with everybody, but here's what I want you to know. How many of you would love to have access to this and start messing around with it? Type in a yes or a me if that's you, because I want to see who in the room would want to have access to this. We've never shown this before to non-clients, and I want to make sure here that you're able to take advantage of it, because this is our introductory launch. How many of you here have received the link that I just sent you online? Did everybody receive the link? All right. This is our introductory launch. This is the first time ever that we'll be releasing this to non-MTI students. And what I mean by all this, folks, is this. We normally give this to our clients for $299 a month. With the income that I just showed you being made from simple trades, imagine what you can start doing every single month. It pays for itself. But since you're here in this webinar presentation with me today, the link I gave you is going to slash that price literally in half. Your risk-free investment, you can test drive it if you want. There's no commitment to it. It's $149 today. That's simply 14 pips in a standard trade or 149 pips in a mini lot trade for your first month. And if you want to continue with it after that, it's just $199 after that. And it's still, since you're here today locking in this price, you'll still have a 50% discount for the remainder of your career if you want to use it after this first month, cheaper than what we give it to our clients for. If you want to take advantage of it, click on the link that I just sent to you, because when you do click on that link, ladies and gentlemen, what you will realize is that it'll take you to a page that looks just like this, the Ultimate Market Scanner. Let it review thousands of currency pairs and charts for you, entry prices, stops, predetermined stops and limits to trade your personality. All you got to do here, folks, your first name, last name, your address, your city, state, zip code, phone number, email address, and then your payment information. $149 is all that separates you from being the best in the business. It takes American Express, Discover, MasterCard, or Visa. Put in your credit card number, your expiration date. When you place your order, you will see that you are guaranteed this $149 price for the first month. And then, if you sign up today, the subscription, if you want to follow a subscription, will not be $299 a month. It'll only be $199 a month, which is saving you $100 more than our clients first did when they took advantage of it. How many of you are going online right now to sign up for this and test drive this wonderful product? I mean, this is a revolutionary tool here that will help you. And for those of you who are saying yes, Carmelo says I am, Jonathan says I am, Bobby, yes, says you are. Carmelo, just go ahead and click on the link I sent you online. Put your information in, $149, you'll do it. Oliver, nobody benefits from thinking about it. They benefit from doing it, my man. Our team is committed to support you and your trading needs, folks, irrespective of beginner, intermediate, or professional trader. We have the tools, the team, and the infrastructure to support you in becoming a more confident global market trader. So, folks, type in your telephone numbers. Actually, don't even type in your telephone numbers. We don't need that. Just click on the link I sent you. I'll send you that link there. Click on that link. And when you do, all you have to do, folks, is go in here and fill out your information, and you'll be able to have access to this wonderful, wonderful opportunity. And as a special bonus, I'll tell you what. For all of you who get involved, we'll give you a special bonus gift for getting started. We'll give you our Introduction to Currency Trading lessons. These are 4 lessons by our MTI CEO, Jared Martinez, to teach you the foundational trading lessons, the basics of this market. We'll give it to you for free just for getting involved with that. Folks, when you buy it now, look at the performance here. You've got 597 pips on a 1-hour scan. Can you picture yourself making $5,970 on a trade? 2-hour scans, when your appetite gets a little bit hungrier for larger risk versus reward. Would you like to make this type of money trading on a part-time basis? $6,350 on a 2-hour scan. On a 4-hour scan, would you like $17,210 to be made on a 4-hour chart? What would an extra $17,000 do for you? And no, you don't need any special software. It's already included for you. All you got to do is sign up. You'll get your login information, and you're ready to go. You're ready to trade. It's done for you instantly. How about a daily scan? $29,000 on a daily scan. How many of you see how simple this is? Over the course of the last 60 days, this has generated over 5,911 pips. That's a $59,000 profit, and we can train you with our formula for success. These are real results, and as a matter of fact, what I showed you right now is only the tip of the iceberg, folks. Normally it's $299, but right now, today only, $149 when you click on that link I sent you and join this awesome Ultimate Market Scanners movement. It is trailblazing, folks. A savings of 49%, and we all know performance matters and changes lives, yes? Mike says it was eye-opening, right? And yes, we execute the trades, Oliver. Take a look at what Bobby did. Bobby said, thanks to MTI and Chris Pulver, who's one of our analysts, for helping me and so many others become successful traders. Here's my reward to myself for having my first 1,500 pip week. How many of you are placing trades and buying a car? Or have the confidence to buy a car knowing that you can make that money back, but you now can spend it on what you want when you want. Take a look. Jason made 352 pips in 7 days. James B. says he made $12,000 as a new client to MTI as of January 15th. No smoke, no mirrors, just results. I'm showing you. Still long the pound Canadian, up almost 700 pips, says Travis. And you can get started today. Your first month's membership, only $149. Folks, that's a huge, huge opportunity for all of you. And as a special bonus, ladies and gentlemen, you will get the introduction to the currency trading videos by Jared Martinez. In these on-demand trading lessons for free, when you join and get this for $149, you will learn directly from the chief, Jared Martinez, about how you could potentially mimic his Forex success, understand how to avoid making costly mistakes, learn how past history repeats future profits, discover return on investment boosting strategies to accelerate your trading account, and when you gain the Ultimate Market Scanner, we'll guarantee you delivery access of this today. You sign up today, we'll give you access today. And you'll have pre-buy and pre-sell conditions to easily plan your trades. Predetermined risk versus reward to help you decide if it fits your equity management. Customizing your time frames to fit your trading style. Short-term for scalping, mid-term for swings, long-term for position. Customizing your watch lists for your favorite Forex pairs. Trending versus non-trending, exotics versus majors. Folks, it's no more emotion, just procedure. The scanner gives you the trades with its proprietary algorithm, and then you place the trades when they make sense to you. You can quickly and easily identify high probability entries, create your own scan, or use powerful predefined power scans. Simple enough for the novice trader, powerful enough for the most advanced. Each trading signal, folks, includes entry prices, stop losses, profit targets, the date and time of the trades, and more. And we're giving you a special bonus here just for getting involved. How many of you here, type in a Y or a yes if you have gone online and have already done the deal and you've got this Ultimate Market Scanner for $149? And if you've got questions, let me drop my email address. Here's my email address right here, folks. If you've received it, it's jtormos@markettraders.com. Drop me an email. I'd love to hear from you, and we'll be more than happy to get you started in the right way the first time around. But again, folks, my time is up here. I thank you for your time. I thank you for your trust, but most importantly, I thank you for investing in yourself. And yes, it is a 15-day trial after the first month. $149, today only. Get the Ultimate Market Scanner. Get high winning percentage trades on your side, because if you don't set a baseline standard for what you'll accept as a trader, I'll promise you, you'll find it very easy to slip into behaviors and attitudes, or even a quality of trading that's far below what you deserve. So take action now. Type in that link and go ahead and get started, because when you click on that link, folks, remember, this Ultimate Market Scanner, it's not intended for master-level traders. This Ultimate Market Scanner is intended for those traders seeking the knowledge and skill to be a master-level trader. I wish you all health, happiness, and success. I appreciate everybody's time here today.